Have you ever felt like others aren't making you a priority? Probably you did something great, but no one gave you credit. It's tough, right? Even when we do everything right and help everyone, they might not notice our true value. Trying to please those who don't appreciate us can make us feel really down. The truth is, turning this around is hard, especially if it's someone close like family or friends. But what if we said there are ways to become more important to someone and get noticed? Before we dive in, please stick around and watch the whole video. Follow these 5 steps, and the people important to you will know your worth. Trust us, each step is a big deal. Step 1. Focus on yourself and let them recognize your worth. According to Stoic philosophy, expecting recognition from others isn't within our control, and it might not happen. So waiting for it just leads to frustration. In fact, if we understand and apply what we're about to show you, it's quite possible that this can happen. The first step is to let them recognize our worth while we focus on ourselves. When we make those around us aware that there's a possibility they could miss out on the positive contributions we bring, it naturally encourages them to value and appreciate our worth more. It's not about seeking compliments or constant attention. It's about ensuring that people recognize the unique qualities and positive vibes we bring to the group, be it among friends, at work, or in any other social setting. It's also not about intimidating them. It's about making sure they see our strengths and acknowledge the value we add to the collective effort. This recognition can lead to a more supportive and collaborative work environment where everyone's contributions are acknowledged and respected. So, the first step in making ourselves a priority involves not just ensuring others understand our worth, but also letting them recognize what we bring to the table and emphasizing how important it is for them not to overlook or lose us. Step 2. You should not be always available. Just like Seneca says, he who is everywhere is nowhere. To make ourselves a priority, it's crucial not to be constantly available to others. This doesn't mean we're not there for people when they need us, but it's about finding a balance. Similarly, if we're always ready to help or talk, people might not realize how valuable our time and presence are. It's about making sure that our time is respected and that people understand we have our own things going on. Again, this doesn't mean ignoring people. It means setting boundaries and letting others know that we have our own schedule and priorities. Just like in relationships, not always being available doesn't mean being distant. It's about maintaining a sense of independence and showing that we have our own life outside of the relationship. This can make our time together more meaningful because it's not taken for granted. So, the second step in making ourselves a priority involves finding a balance and not always being immediately available. Step 3. You must at all times prioritize your needs. In the third step of our journey, the focus is on figuring out what's important for us. In life, we need a balance of things that make us happy and help us function well. Recognizing and taking care of our needs is like regularly charging our internal battery, so we can tackle each day with energy and excitement. This step is about setting clear limits and openly talking about what we need to be happy. It's not about making demands, but simply saying what we need to feel good. This makes sure that our well-being fits well with our relationships. So, the third step in putting ourselves first is all about recognizing and taking care of our needs in a systematic way. It's like managing a to-do list where things like getting enough rest, spending time with loved ones, and doing things we enjoy are really important tasks. By including these things in our routine, we're not just handling our responsibilities, but actively making sure our well-being is a big part of our everyday life. Step 4. Create your own happiness. Making ourselves happy doesn't mean we have to go after big, fancy things. It's more about enjoying the little moments that make us happy, like talking with a friend, reading a good book, or just taking a quiet walk. These small things may seem tiny, but when we add them up, they make a big, happy life. And here's the cool part. We get to choose these things. We're the lead of our own happiness. Oh, and don't forget to take care of yourselves. That's like giving ourselves a little treat. It could be something simple like a nice bubbly bath, listening to our favorite music, or just having some quiet time to relax. The important thing is to do things that really make us happy, not what we seem we should do or what others say we should do. Creating our happiness is like building a comfy nest for ourselves. We get to pick the pillows and blankets that make it just right for us. So, take some time to figure out what makes your hearts happy and build your own happiness recipe. It's your life, and you're the one in charge of making it happy. So mix it up in a way that makes you grin from ear to ear. Step 5. Don't make people the center of your life. In the 5th step of making ourselves a priority, the focus is on not letting other people become the central focus of our lives. Our life is like a big book, and we're the main characters. While other people play important roles in our story, it's crucial not to let them take over the entire plot. We are the authors, and we have the power to shape our narrative. This doesn't mean neglecting or dismissing the significance of others. Instead, it's about not losing ourselves in the process of trying to fit into someone else's story. We have our own story to write, our own chapters to explore, and it's important to prioritize our journey. It's like having our canvas to paint on, where we decide the colors and brushstrokes that represent our lives. Establishing healthy boundaries is a key aspect of this step. See these boundaries as the chapters in our book. They define the limits of our personal space and ensure that we have room for our own aspirations and needs, without being overwhelmed by external expectations. It's not about shutting people out, but rather finding a harmony that allows us to maintain our individuality while appreciating the unique stories of those around us. So, in this life book, remember that we are the main characters and others are supporting characters. By not letting people take center stage, we're ensuring that our story remains true to us, surrounded by meaningful relationships that complement rather than overshadow our own narrative. Doing these 5 things doesn't mean we're selfish. We do them because we know our worth and we're important. When we don't always make ourselves super available, it simply shows we're our own people. We make choices and handle responsibilities that match what matters to us. We don't have to try to make everyone happy. That's what the Stoics, wise folks from the past, would tell us. They'd say, "Don't let what others perceive control you." Their idea is to live our lives fully without feeling pressured to be overly dependent on others for attention. So, it's about having this mindset where we know our own value. We don't have to do things just to please others. We can be our own people, making choices based on what we genuinely believe is right for us. This way, we're in control of our own worth and independence. Remember, do not be afraid to make yourself a priority. You live in this world for you and not for anyone else. Be willing to walk away. With that, this is, again, powerful quote. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again on our next video.